Do you sign clients every week? If not, you're going to love this episode because in less than 10 minutes, I'm breaking down the action steps you need to take to make sales this week, even from your current audience. Okay. Now, if you are signing clients every week, stay tuned as I reveal the most effective way to ensure that no opportunity falls between the cracks. Welcome to Bold Moves Fridays, where every Friday I drop a short 10-minute training on a hot topic to help you scale your business peacefully. And today we're talking about sales, one of my favorite topics. Let's dive in. As a business owner, you're looking to achieve results, right? Monetary results, client results, it all matters. Now, there are two things that impact your results, and you do need both. First is action, second is belief. You need action and belief to get results. Now, when I say beliefs, here I'm specifically talking about your belief as to a couple of things. First, your belief in you as the authority in your space. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you right now on that? You as the authority, okay? Second, you as a faith-fueled CEO. What does that mean? You're a confident decision maker and an impeccable problem solver. Again, I'm curious. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? I encourage you to hold yourself accountable and drop it in the comments, right? And finally, what is your belief as to what is possible for your business? And here I'm talking about the $1 million impact that you were created by God to make, right? As you impact countless around the world, because we know that our work has a ripple effect. So think about that. So what do you really believe is possible for your business? Now, this episode is really about actions, but if you're curious as to what beliefs you need to have at the 10K a month level, or the 25K a month level, or even the 100K a month level, I'm going to drop a link to a training that I did a couple of months ago called Growth Zones, taking you from the comfort zone to the influence zone. And there, I'm going to break down all the specifics on your belief at the various stages of your business growth. But today, I want to focus on actions, okay? So let's say that you have a goal of generating $20,000 in revenue next month. And let's also say and assume that you've broken that down, that you've decided you're going to sign 4 5K clients, okay, to hit your 20. Now that is a great goal, but it doesn't float in the air like in the abstract, right? In order to hit that goal, you've got to reverse engineer the strategic actions you're going to take to hit that goal. Okay? Sounds pretty basic, right? But this is fundamental. And what I see so many women do is that they fail to do this step. They just set a goal and they're flying by the seat of their pants because they were able to do it with success before. I know that was me. If you're with me, right? You're pretty good. You're fast on your feet. But it's only going to get you so far in business. And so if right now, as you're hearing the sound of my voice and you're feeling like you've reached a plateau, that's why. You've got to get strategic, okay? Because if all we do is say, I want to hit 20K this month, wait a minute. If you don't do this reverse engineering strategic thinking first, the end of the month might come, you won't hit your goal, and you're going to scratch your head and wonder, hey, I wonder why it didn't happen. So listen, please hear me. If you don't reverse engineer the strategic action, the specific steps you're going to take to hit that goal, you won't hit it. Okay? So let's answer the question. How do you reverse engineer so that you hit your revenue goal? Okay. First, you do one of my favorite things. We power think. In other words, we brainstorm. I want you to ask yourself, what are all the proactive action steps I could take to generate clients? Okay. Now, when I'm talking about signing clients, I'm not talking generally about your usual one-to-many activities, which I assume you're doing, which include weekly emails, uh, posting on social at whatever frequency you've decided, weekly lives or weekly drops on YouTube, or if you have your own podcast. I'm not talking about that. That is just what you're doing on the regular to nurture the people already in your audience and to serve and show up as that authority. Okay. So here I'm specifically recommending that you ask yourself, Where is the lowest hanging fruit? Where is the quickest opportunity to help people get off the fence? I.e., who are your warmest leads? Do you have any hot leads? If not, who are your warmest leads? And by the way, I will say that if you don't know, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, that's a problem, and we're going to clean it up. Okay. It's a problem, but it's not a problem. Why? Because we can clean it up. Now that you're aware that you need to do that, great, we'll clean it up. Okay. So, but when I say who are your warmest leads, what does that mean? One ready example of your warmest leads would probably be those who you've already spoken with on a sales call. And it's okay if it happened a few months ago, and yes, even a few years ago. Okay. Or maybe these warmest leads are those you've already somehow been in conversation with substantively in the DMs. Right? You've talked about working with you in some way. You've qualified them. You've had a back and forth, not even necessarily about, hey, with my la 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 program, but you've begun to converse with them about your area of expertise, and you have an idea that they're a potential great fit. Okay, make sense? Or maybe these warmest leads for you could be the most active people in your Facebook group. Maybe that's you, okay? Or maybe a select targeted group of people on your email list. Okay, those are several examples of where your lowest hanging fruit could be your warmest leads. But whatever it is, okay, by warm, I'm talking about you've had conversations, interactions with them. You know they're interested, and they, at least from what you know now, potentially fit. They're a great potential best client. Okay, so now that you have that short list of warm leads, how are you going to reach out to them? You decide. And I suggest that you decide and put it in an SOP, standard operating procedure, so that ultimately you may be able to hand this off to somebody else on your team. Okay. By the way, if you have team members, but you haven't laid out this process, that's something you need to clean up ASAP, right? But so you get to decide how you reach out to them: DM, text, personal email, phone call. Nothing's wrong. Everything's right. Okay. You get to decide. And then next, you think about, okay, what am I going to say? How will I re-engage? Right? How will I have this follow-up conversation? Listen, please do not say something like this. Hey, Janie, just checking in. That's horrible. That's just so lazy, right? It doesn't show any personal connection. It's just not good, right? Be more personal. Remember, I'm talking about now these people that you've already had conversations with. So ideally, you should have the notes so that you can allude back to a specific thing they said in that conversation. So maybe you would say, hey, Janie, when we last spoke in July, you mentioned you were moving. Are you all settled in? And hey, by the way, I'd love to hear about how things are going with blah, 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 right? And then you insert something more related to your expertise. Like maybe you'd say, hey, when we talked last, you were excited to lead your first challenge in the fall. How did it go? Okay. Now, when she responds back, she might say, well, it didn't produce what I expected. Or she might say, great, I signed 5 clients, right? But whichever one, you can say something like this. Well, simplifying your marketing and increasing conversions of sales events is exactly how I help my clients inside my whatever program, whatever the name is, right? And then you might go on to say, our clients who have mastered this reach 10K months consistently and are scaling to 20K months within 6 months of working together. Would you like to schedule a brief call to see if it's a fit for you right now? Do you see how it just kind of flows, right? It doesn't sound salesy. And I love doing it here on a DM via voice note. Why? Because they hear my excitement. They hear my inflection. My personality comes through in a way that the flat word, if you were to type it out, just doesn't. But I also want to point out that I'm getting really specific, right? Like I'm talking about inside my program, we do exactly that. And our clients who are successful achieve this result. You see how specific that was? And so if she says, yes, let's have a chat, great. But even if she says, no, not yet, I might say something like this. Oh, I understand. Okay. But I am curious, is growing your business still a priority for you? Right? So as we wrap up, what is the big takeaway here? I want you to understand that sales come by your actions. and your belief as you take those actions. So it's important for you to adopt a selling every day mindset. I will sign a client today. I'm going to sell every day. Why? Because selling is serving and selling is noble. And at the end of the day, the only way that you will transform lives long term is through working with you. So, all right, as we wrap up, tell me your biggest takeaway down below. If you have any questions, drop them. I can't wait to come back and help you. But until next time, go get them.